We'll now go to Ms. Kaptur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member Smith. I thank you both for the opportunity to testify before your committee today as a member of the Defense Appropriations Committee, and look forward to working with you to refine these proposals as the bill moves forward. I'm grateful for our partnership across our committees to ensure that the brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces have the tools they need to keep our country safe both at home and abroad, and when they return home, we must afford them the respect and recognition their service has earned. I wish to address two issues for which I seek inclusion as your committee develops the 2024 Defense Authorizing Bill. First, my proposal is to authorize the Department of Defense to strike a new service medal entitled Last Soldier Standing. And second proposal is to authorize an unmarried, only adult lone child of lifelong service members the opportunity at their own expense to be cremated or conventionally interred above or alongside their career military parents who are interred in military cemeteries. First, on the medal. I seek your committee's authorization for the Department of Defense to perform necessary research and create criteria including character, circumstance, nature of battle, war wounds, and medical records to define, strike, and administer the award of a new category of service medal, acknowledging the heroism and exceptional valor of the last soldier standing. Presently, the Department of Defense only processes medals for soldiers who have served in battle if there are two living witnesses that can verify their service. For soldiers who have served in horrific battle, with all soldiers dead but one remaining alive, and critically wounded yet standing his ground, this regulation simply makes no sense. In furtherance of this objective, I have the distinct privilege and responsibility of sharing a story with your committee I wish to place in the record that serves as an example of the situation that would warrant the medal I am proposing. I respectfully ask for this soldier's story for inclusion in the record. It is a true story of the late Army Cavalry platoon leader in the Vietnam War, Veteran Sergeant John Eade of Toledo, Ohio. His story well illustrates why I believe such a medal deserves a place in our nation's military service awards. His meticulous handwritten maps and battle notes methodically recount his recollections as an Army combat soldier who fought against Vietnamese regular forces at La Drang Valley Landing Zone, Albany, beginning November 17, 1965. That battle is recorded as the costliest battle and the turning point of the Vietnam War, and his note states, and I'll read just one sentence. My statement does not engage certain issues, but the lack of intelligence, our sketchy mission order, why transport helicopters were unavailable, why hours passed with no air or artillery support, why did the battalion and brigade commanders behave as they did? There are 1,000 questions. I can only say that more than 1,000 Americans and North Vietnamese infantrymen died in what is called, quote, the most savage one-day battle of the Vietnam War. Sergeant Eade was awarded the Purple Heart and Bronze Star, but was not eligible for additional medals because DoD regulations state there were not two living witnesses who survived to attest to his and his colleagues' fight to subdue the enemy. All were dead but one. Secondly, on the request for burial of unmarried children of a career U.S. soldier and spouse buried in military cemeteries, the unmarried only child should be afforded burial rights if the applicant pays for burial expenses. My proposal suggests that on a case-by-case basis, the cemetery would make decisions on space constraints and whether cremation or traditional burial is suitable and whether a nameplate of the child could be affixed to the parent's grave marker. Thank you, Chairman Rogers and Ranking Member Smith, for the opportunity to speak to your committee today and present these proposals on very vital matters. I look forward to working with you and your staff to develop these proposals and move them across the finish line. I thank you and yield back.
Thanks much, Ms. Kaptur. And without objection, your story of the last man standing in the battle in Vietnam will be entered into the record.
you.
And we appreciate your advocacy for that. It certainly makes sense. And then also to allow an only unmarried child to be interred with their military parents. So we will make sure we take that as part of our task to include that. So thanks again. Thank you.